Hey there, creative arts students, it's Megan. I'm going to show you how to get your Microsoft Office software on your laptops. So we're going to open up a browser. And actually, before I do that, I'm also going to set up a couple of preferences within the Finder window. You can see right now my Macintosh HD isn't showing, and I kind of want that to show. It'll just make things a little bit easier and connect to servers. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to come back to Firefox. So we are going to be using a browser to get our Microsoft Office downloaded. You can use any browser you like. I'm going to use Firefox. That's my preference for this. If you have any trouble with cookies or anything, you can try a different browser. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to head on over to RRC on the hub. So that's HTTPS. And there's the address for us. So we don't have an account on here right now, so that's exactly what we're going to start out with. So we're going to hit register here. And the only email address that you can use for this is your college email address. So I'm going to put in that address. And hit continue. And it's going to ask me to fill out some information. Please write down that password, save it somewhere. We may need to come back to it, so keep it handy for yourself. And I'm gonna keep that unselected. I don't want to receive those emails, but that's a preference of yours, and you can choose whatever you like. And now I'm going to do our CAPTCHA box there. Alright, and there's a little survey for us to fill out here. I'm just going to pick May for graduation 2018, media design. We're using Mac OS X, and I'm going to say I heard about this website through my school. And these values you can use whatever you want, whatever pertains to you. You can hit save. Alright, it's telling us that it sent us a confirmation email to our college email address, so we're going to go on over to our college email. Oops. Okay, so this is the email I want to see. Some of you may not receive the email right away. You might even have to wait a couple hours, or maybe not. It might show up right away, but please be a little bit patient with that email showing up. You do need to receive that email before you can proceed to getting your Microsoft Office. By default, some of the images were hidden in this email, so I just clicked the undo button up at the top, but it doesn't really matter. All we really need here is this link, so I'm going to click on it. And your email address has been successfully verified, so that's great. So we are ready to start shopping, so I'm going to click the green button down here, Start Shopping. And we're interested in the Microsoft tab here. And we're going to select Office for Mac 2016. That's really important. We want to see Mac in the title there. So I'm going to click on that. You'll notice it says free. It should be free for you. This will not cost you any money. And we're going to add that to our cart. And that's the only thing that we're going to purchase today. So I'm going to go ahead and click the shopping cart there. And it's also adding something, a Windows 10 Education student download there. I don't use Windows, so I don't want that. So I'm going to clear that out. But we do have our Office for Mac in there. And I'm going to select Checkout. And there's a user agreement to read there, and then they also want us to add a username. And a signature. And accept. Okay, and just confirming that everything is free here. First name, last name, email address. I'm leaving this unchecked. And you can do whatever you like with that checkbox. And we're going to proceed with the order. And I want to download the software right now, so I'm going to select download your software. And it brings us to this screen here, and I want to select download again. And so at this point, Microsoft wants you to have an account with them. So if you have an existing account, it lists a few services that you might use it with: Outlook.com, OneBox, Xbox Live. Go ahead and use that account. You can sign in there. But for me, I'm going to create a new account, and this might be the case for most of you. I'm going to use my college account, but I suggest that students use a personal email address for this. And I'm going to create a password. And I'm going to uncheck that box and hit the next button. And I filled out my first name and last name, and I'm going to hit next here. And they want to verify my password, so that's the one I just picked on the other page there. Please write it down, you will need it. And I don't want them to remember this password. Okay, so that account's created, and of course we need to head on over to our email address that we supplied to them to verify our account. So I'm going to head on back to our college email address, and I can see here that the emails arrived for me to verify from Microsoft. So I'm going to click verify. All right, we're ready to go, they say. So we're going to hit OK. They're going to want me to sign in again. So again, this is the password that you've just made with Microsoft. It's not, I'm using my college account, you've probably used your personal email address, but you just created this password. Hopefully you've written it down, and we're going to sign in. All right, and it wants a few more details from us. Our country or region is Canada. I'm going to select English for language, and I'm going to select Next. And I'm going to keep that unchecked, but again, that's a personal preference. And I'm going to hit Next. Alright, so I'm going to download the software now. I'm going to click Install right here. And you'll get a pop-up message saying that you're going to download this PKG, it's short for package, and I'm going to save that file. And you can see here there's some instructions telling you how it's going to proceed. So we're going to download the file, then we're going to open the PKG that we've just downloaded and install it on our computer. And then when we launch the applications for the first time, it's going to ask us to sign in. So we are going to need that username, or rather that email address and password that we created with Microsoft. Alright, so we're done downloading the installer, so I'm going to close the download windows there. By default, your browser is going to save your downloads to your downloads folder, and that's something you can customize. On this computer, I have the downloads as my default location for saving my items. So I just went to the downloads shortcut on the desktop there, and I'm ready to double click that to get the installation process started. So we just have an installation window here. It's going to ask us a few questions. I'm going to hit continue there, and continue and agree. And if you click the customize button, you can unselect whatever you like if you don't want to install any of these programs. I do suspect you'll need Word, Excel, PowerPoint in class. I'm just going to select everything. I know I have everything that I was able to install, and I'm going to hit install there. It's going to ask for my laptop administrative password. And we're just going to run through the installer now. Alright, our installer is done, so I'm going to hit close there. And I'm done with that window. So right now our software is installed on our computer, but I just want to take a look at the windows we still have open here. I'm going to close this here. And I do believe that you're only allowed to download this software once, so I highly suggest that you keep that installer. So my installer is sitting in my downloads. Whenever you back up your computer, you want to back up the Microsoft installer, and that's just in case you ever have to reformat your computer, you get a different computer. It's really important that you have that installer with you. So we're done there. I'm going to close this window here. I'm going to close that. This is our order summary. If you ever want to come back to RRC on the hub for any reason, your orders are just going to be underneath your login information there. And here's the application that we just downloaded. I'm taking it here one more time just because I would like you to save this product key that's listed here. I'm going to save it to a text file. And just like the installer, I'm going to hang on to this code. When we launch Microsoft Office, I don't believe it's going to ask us for this code, but we may need it in the future if, again, you need to switch computers or you reformat your hard drive. So I'm going to just I'm just going to save this. And I'm going to sign out of here as well. Alright, so I'm just going to go to my applications folder. Alright, so we're just going to go to the applications folder, right through Macintosh HD and then applications. You'll see our Office programs are installed here. I'm just going to open Microsoft Word. Alright, so we're presented with a window with some information there. I'm going to say Get Started, and it's going to ask me to sign in to activate Office. So we're going to sign in with that account that we made with Microsoft Office. So I used my college account, but you may have used your personal email address as I had suggested. I'm going to hit Next. It's saying that it needs a little bit more information from us. We want to use Microsoft account, so I'm going to hit that first button there. And again, this is that account that we created for Microsoft, and I'm going to select Sign In. Alright, it's going to ask you to customize. I'm just going to leave it colorful. And we're going to start using Word. So here we have a blank document, and we're ready to roll with Office.